You said something very important while you were talking about the mentorship. You said 2-3 times about the journey of a founder is very lonely.
Yeah.
Hannah, this everyone knows. And no one knows it better than founders who go through their challenges day in, day out. You've had yours, I've had mine. थोड़ा सा इस पे granular जाते हैं. When you have a journey which is so lonely, when you have a journey which is filled with lead sinkers, those lead sinkers could be your very own people, those lead sinkers could be the society, it could be circumstances. When you have a situation of grab baskets where everyone's willing to pull you down, there is also a silver lining where they say that a lot of founders help each other. A lot of founders, when you reach out and talk to each other, are more than willing to go across and help. So थोड़ा सा ना इस पे हम जाते हैं कि, and again I'm asking all of these so that a lot of our viewers can learn to say that when it feels like you're in the loneliest corner of the room, what does it take for a founder to recalibrate and say कि यार जर्नी तो lonely है, पर फिर भी हम मचाएंगे, फिर भी हम आगे बढ़ेंगे, फिर भी हम उस हिसाब से जाएंगे. इसको दो चीज़ों से कनेक्ट करते हैं आना. Two very overrated, overused, maybe at times oversold words: hustle and जुगाड़. हम हर जगह ये सुनते हैं. हर फाउंडर को हसल करना चाहिए, हर फाउंडर को जुगाड़ आना चाहिए. Hustle is in our blood. As Indians, so much of jugaad is in our blood. Lots of things are told about it. But now hustle, jugaad and loneliness, इन तीनों का हम थोड़ा combination करते हैं. When Ahana was in the darkest corner of her life, personally बोलो या फिर even as a founder बोलो, what is your advice to our viewers? How does one recalibrate that mindset to use that hustle and jugaad as a strength? First of all, what is hustle and jugaad according to you? And second, how do you recalibrate that to get out of that loneliness and say, big deal if you are lonely. The vision, that silver lining in the cloud is what matters. The North Star is what matters. And it's always about the North Star. Tell us a bit about that.
So firstly, I think जब आप एक startup वाला journey में जा रहे हैं, I think you really need to accept that it is going to be a lonely journey. The losses are very personal. The rejections are very personal. And there will be times where you will just hear no's and only no's. And ये ऐसा नहीं है कि only 1 or 2 people would experience this. Majority, even the most successful startups, if you hear their founder stories, they would have a near-death experience. Everyone goes through that. And during that experience, the way you react is what resilience is all about. I think if I have to take an example, I was reading about Paytm. There's a report that Paytm could be the most profitable tech company in India. Now imagine when the IPO was happening, everyone was questioning Vijay Shekhar Sharma. I take a lot of inspiration from his solo founder, resilience. Imagine now he's making Paytm as one of the most profitable companies.
Recently published the reports as well.
Exactly.
And he's also on your cap table, which a lot of people don't know.
Yes, and I do feel that what I believe that as a founder you can do during those times, and see, hustle, all of this is like a term. But the point is that you again go so deep and understand what a consumer wants. The only person you should hear during these times is what your consumer is asking. And if you truly solve for that need and you work 16 hours day in and day out, you will see that you will come out of it.
Why 16? Why did you mention 16 hours?
I think you should definitely, like for me, and
nowadays it's very scandalous to mention such hours.
No, I mean, I spoke about a triangle, that in a founder, there are 3 things that you can, there are 3 things, right? One is your startup, your work, second is health, and then third is social life. And people say, well, where is family? Family, of course.
I don't think
first.
You have the third one at all.
So that's something, and I truly believe that if you want to excel, you can only pick 2. And that's why a lot of people might pick social life and work. I have decided that I want to focus on work and health. I think health has a lot of compounding we don't understand. you really need to invest in yourself. That's the most important investment. That's the most important compounding that you could do. And I'm completely okay in not having any social life.
And physical and mental, both health.
Absolutely. So वो triangle में आप दो ही चीजें choose कर सकते हो. For me, it's my work and it's my health. And then social life, I accept it. And that's why it's very difficult. Like none of my friends understand why I don't take out time, why I'm not traveling for New Year's and traveling to multiple other countries, why I'm not going out and watching movies with them, which is completely fine because you have a completely different journey. You have a completely different mission. You have a completely different passion. And as a founder, you will see suddenly no one understands what you're going through. And that's where mind over matter comes in. That's where resilience comes in. And वो आपको कभी भी externally नहीं मिल सकता. And जब तक आप externally seek करते रहोगे कि नहीं कोई मुझे बताए कि मैं कितना awesome हूँ, मैं कर सकता हूँ, that will not fly. That has to come from within. And that's something which I realized, my mother used to be that person. Whenever I used to feel down, but when now she's not there, I've realized it was always within me. And she used to remind me of the strength that I have within me. And now when I am going through that phase, I go through that struggle on my own. And the reason I say 16 hours, you definitely need 7 hours of sleep. You definitely need to work out 30 minutes a day. And then of course 30 minutes of doing random things. The rest of the time I'm always on. And I'm always thinking about Open Secret. It might work for someone, it might not work for someone. But I think you need to be confident and you need to be comfortable in your skin. This is who I am. I work 24/7. I'm not ashamed of it. If you are living a 9-to-5 job, that's also amazing. That's awesome. Because
whatever floats one's boat.
Success
is relative.
Is relative, right? I shouldn't judge the person who's working 9-to-5. I shouldn't be judged because I'm working 16 hours a day. It's a choice, and everyone has the right to make the right choice for them.
And also
on that note, I'm also gonna have my focus on my health. Have a high protein snack break.
I love the way you brought in your own Open Secret cookie in this show. But yeah, I understand the leverage that the founder's trying to do. But fair enough. But also a lot of this, Ahana, is transient, right? It's a lot of it evolves in terms of how you're building and where you've reached. I'll give you my personal example. There was a time when I used to work when none of this LinkedIn had become a great platform. It wasn't about being a guru in the social media platforms. It wasn't about talking about how much you worked. But there was a time when I used to work about 18 to 20 hours a day. And I did that for years because that was the norm in our profession. And nobody even gave it a second thought because that's what you were expected to do. Do I still continue to do that today? Answer is not at a regular basis. Answer is that obviously as you grow, you have the ability to take out time for doing several other things. But what I really liked about what you said was about that switching on bit, right? Switching on bit is not necessarily about just work. That switching on bit is about adding value. And that adding value into whatever you're creating can be tangible and intangible. So for me, am I 24/7 switched on other than the time when I'm sleeping? Answer is yes. But is it that I'm again working at that level? Maybe no, because there's a fantastic team that does a lot that they do.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is about investing in the right team, building the right team.